Good morning, one and all. Myself Bhavani from Civil Department. Today I am going to tell you about types of earthquakes that will be based upon the depth and magnitude here. Coming to this one, I already told you what is meant by collapse earthquake in the last class only. But here, coming to the only classification of the collapse earthquake, first one is volcanic collapse earthquake. This one is associated with the volcanic activity. Why? Because any volcano that will be collapses means it will sink. Means earth surface will going to be sink. Means in that sinking area, overall there will be evacuation of the magma here. That will automatically what will happen means during or after an eruption, these type of earthquakes are going to be occurred. In this one also, what are the main types are crater collapse. Means when the roof of the magma chamber collapses means this crater collapse is going to be occurred. Next one is lava tube earthquakes. Means any underground lava tubes means lava flowing will be there. Means some specific area it is going to be flowed. Overall it will not flow. At the specific area only these lava will going to be flow. That lava tubes when these collapse in the underground means that will lead to the lava tube collapse. Means what will happen in this one means lava will be drained away from that lava tubes. Means there will be so much huge damage to that one means that will lead to the volcanic collapse earthquakes here. Next one is flank collapse. Means in this flank collapse when any side of the volcano becomes unstable means of course when any volcano eruption is going on means that will be very stable. But when that volcano means the side of the volcano is not stable means that will be automatically collapsed. That will be triggered by the volcanic activity or any internal weakening also of that structure. Main example of this volcano collapse earthquake means in 1918 nearer to this Mount St. Helens, this type of volcanic collapse earthquake is occurred. Why? Because there at the in that 1918 there will be significant collapse of the volcano summit and flank. Like this means when any volcano is going to be occurred means it will just explode like this. And here you can see the magma, this red orange color. And when this will be flowing through that area means automatically there will be so much volcanic collapse earthquakes are going to be occurred. Next one is mining induced collapse earthquake. Here when we are when collapsing of these mines or any tunnels means this type of earthquake can occur due to the collapse of the man-made earthquakes like mining tunnels. This mining induced collapse is going to be occurred. Means what are the main types in this one means underground mine collapse. When any tunnels or any chambers in the mining area we are going to collapse means that will lead to the underground mining collapse. Next one is surface mine collapse. And what will happen in this earthquake means when any overburden in the surface mines will be there means or any open pit mines also collapse. At that time only these type of mining induced collapse earthquakes are going to be occurred. Best example of that one is in South Africa when they closed the gold mines, then they have that will after closing of this gold mines very intense mining activity means they didn't close but they increased their mining activity means that will lead to the ground collapsing and also that leads to the seismic events also means seismic activity is triggered at that time. Like here, this is the mining, and when this mining is going on means we cannot just pressurize the rock there. If we are going to pressurize the rock means automatically means to extract the metal we are going to pressurize the rock. That's what the mining here means when we are going to extra pressurize the rocks means automatically these earthquakes can occur. Next one is natural cavern collapse earthquake. In this one, this will be occurred due to the underground caverns or any sinkholes. Means for the means any type of caves or any type of sinkholes we are going to close means this type of earthquake is going to be occurred. Mainly, this will be result from the gradual dissolution of the soluble rock, that is nothing but the limestone. When we are digging the means if we want groundwater means we have to dig the ground. Okay, that when we are digging that one, we are going to create very large voids. Voids means what? Very large holes. When we are going to create large holes means that will eventually going to be collapse in the ground only. That is called as the natural cavern collapse earthquakes. And what are the types of this one means? Crust collapse. When any soluble rock like limestone that will dissolve means automatically that will leads to this earthquake. And next one is sinkhole collapse. When any surface layer that will be collapsed into the underground means that will automatically that will lead to the this type of earthquakes here. What is the main example of this already occurred means in 2010 in Guatemala city sinkhole. When that city hole we open means that will lead to this natural cavern collapse earthquakes. Means like this. If you are going to close or if you are going to just dig out the rocks means automatically that will lead to this natural cavern collapse earthquakes. Coming to the next one, that is glacier or ice cap collapse earthquakes. This one is occurred when the very huge amounts of ice that will comes from the glaciers or any ice caps means this type of earthquakes are going to be occurred. Why? Because when changing in the temperature that will lead to the melting of that ice or any internal stress will be there on the ice caps means, and also breaking of this ice caps also that will lead to this earthquakes. What are the types means? First one, that is glacial earthquake. This will be caused due to the rapid movement or collapse of the glaciers. Means when a rapid movement that will be occurred on the glaciers means this type of glacial earthquake is going to be occurred. Coming to the next one, that is ice shelf earthquake. In this one, when there is breaking of the ice shelf also or collapse in the sea level means collapse of the ice in the sea means that will lead to this earthquake. Examples are in Larsen ice shelf that occurred in Antarctica. This type of earthquake is occurred. Means like this. Means any glacier or ice cap will be collapsing means this type of earthquakes are going to be occurred. And next one is reservoir induced seismicity. And in this one, when we are going to just collapse the reservoirs or we can collapse the dams also, means due to the changes of the water pressure also, earthquakes can occur. That is called as the reservoir induced seismicity. Means when we are going to collapse very large reservoirs or there will be a collapse of the subterranean structures also that will lead to the this type of earthquakes. In this one, first one type of this earthquake is dam induced collapse. In this one, when any filling of the reservoir that is behind the large dam increases means that will automatically water pressure will going to be increased on the underlying areas that will lead to the collapse of the weak structures like reservoirs like that. Means any floods is going to be occurred means at that time only when floods are occurred means there will be so much water pressure to the dams. So if that structure is very strong means that can sustain. But if not that type of structure very weak means that will be collapsed. From that only these earthquakes can be formed, this type of earthquakes. It is occurred in 1967 in India, there is that is called as Koinagar earthquake. It is induced due to the Koina Dam reservoir here. Like here, means you can see if this is your reservoir means when water pressure will be increasing means fault will be slipping and that will induce the earthquakes here. Okay, see here. If this is your fault area means if there will be increase in the pore pressure, that will lead to the water pressure, and at water pressure it increases means that will push to the fault line here. This fault slip that will induce the automatic of the earthquake here. Okay, and coming to the next classification, we have completed based upon the causes. But now coming to next classification, that is based on the depth. Means any earthquake is going to be occurred means that can be occurred at some depth. Means some will be go into the earth surface some kilometers also. Some kilometers it will go. So means some will be go for 60 to 70 and some will be go for 200 kilometers into the earth surface also. Based on that depth, we are going to classify this one. In that one, first one is shallow focus earthquake. Next one is intermediate focus earthquake. And last one is deep focus earthquake here. In this one, what is the main definition of this shallow focus earthquake is that will go depth into the earthquake of less than 70 kilometers here. Less than 70 kilometers means almost 43 miles it will go. Means when this earthquake is occurred means that will go deep into the earth surface. Up to 70 kilometers it will go. What are the main characteristics of this one means depth range will be almost 60 to 70 kilometers. And what is the magnitude? Magnitude will be starting it will be very minor earthquake means just like magnitude will be 3 to 4 like that. But when earthquake pressure will be very high means that will lead to the very large earthquake also. Mainly we can't say some value here, but that will be from minor to very large magnitude also we can say. And what is the main frequency means it is one of the most common earthquake means shallow earthquake we can see in so many regions also. So its frequency will be almost 90% of the seismic activity, seismic events here. And what is the energy released at that time means it is this energy released in this shallow focus earthquake is very closer to the earth surface means when this type of earthquake is occurred means that will be very close and it will be very nearer to the earth surface here means when this shallow focus earthquake is occurred means very more severe ground shaking will be there and also more damage will be there to the earth surface or to the human life also. And what are the associated features here means when this type of earthquake occurred means that will automatically linked to the tectonic plate boundaries. Why? Because especially due to this convergent, divergent and also transform boundaries, it can occur due to the tectonic plates faulting also. Means when any pressure that will be occurred on the fault means there will be fracturing or rubbing action between the tectonic plates that will lead to this shallow focus earthquake here. And what is the main impacts of when this earthquake is going to be occurred means there will be so much damage to the structures and also infrastructure also. Why? Because when any earthquake occurs means it will release so much energy to the earth surface. When that type of energy is released means there will be huge damage to the infrastructures and very huge structures and human life also will be very much destruction. Maybe there will be destruction of the human life also. And aftershocks. Aftershocks nothing but maybe after the earthquake also this type of earthquake occurred means after the earthquake also it will pose very risk to the affected areas, means again it may occur in this area only, or maybe somewhat very we can't see some holes also, means that will be very threatening to the humans or animals also. Main example of this earthquakes are 2010 Haiti earthquake. This is nothing but the shallow depth earthquake, means it caused almost extensive damage, and there is also huge loss of life also. Next one is intermediate focus earthquake. In this one, intermediate focus earthquake means it will be occurred at the depth of 70 to 300 kilometers here, means almost 43 to 186 miles below the earth surface. This type of earthquake occurred means that earthquake cracking of the earthquake or earth surface is going up to 70 to 300 kilometers it is going to be occurred. And mainly what are the main characteristics of this one, means its depth range will be 70 to 300 kilometers here, and it will be somewhat less impact than the deep focus earthquake. Why? Because when this intermediate focus is somewhat very less impactful than the shallow focus one. Next one is its frequency. This one is its frequency is somewhat less when compared with this intermediate focus earthquake, but there will be significant portion of the seismic activities. Means again in that area earthquakes may occur. Means the seismic activities will be continued afterwards also in that area. We can't know. That's why there will be significant portion of the seismic activities will be there. Next, energy dissipation. In this one, energy when these earthquakes is occurred means that will before reaching of this earth surface only, there will be huge loss to the earth surface. Why? Because there will be shaking of the or overall ground shaking of that area will be there in this earthquake. And what is the main damage of this earthquake means? This one is somewhat less damage than the shallow focus earthquakes, but there will be some in some areas this type of earthquake can occur at high magnitude also. So this can still pose some significant risk here. And what are the regional effects? Means in what region we can just imagine this type of earthquake, means it can be felt over the border area when compared with this shallow earthquakes. What is the best example of this earthquake is in the year of 1994 in California, North Ridge earthquake is occurred, which is nothing but the intermediate focus earthquake. Next one is deep focus earthquake. In this one, mainly this type of earthquake is its depth is almost 186 miles, means from 300 to 700 kilometers it is going to be occurred. Almost 435 miles it is going to be occurred, means that is a maximum kilometer this deep focus earthquake can occur. And what are the characteristics? Means depth range will be 300 to 700 kilometers, and its magnitude is very large, means almost for 7 to 9 it may occur. Okay, and mainly its effects will be on the earth surface only. In some of the regions, severe earthquake can cause, or some of the areas less severe can be occurred in this depth deep focus earthquake. And mainly what is the frequency of this earthquake means it is making the very small fraction of all the seismic activities, its frequency. Okay. Next one is energy release. Means when this earthquake is occurred, means at that time that seismic energy is absorbed by the overlying material, means that will be reducing impact on the earth surface here. And what are the impacts when this earthquake is occurred? Means what are the main impact of that one is surface effects. There will be some less damage to the surface. Less damage to the surface when compared with the shallow and also intermediate focus earthquakes. Next one is global seismic waves. When this earthquake is occurred means this seismic waves will be there now that will travel throughout the globe here. Means some area to area it will go on. Means this seismic waves it will go on from one area to one area or one region to or one country to another country also. That will just provide the valuable data for the studying of the Earth's interior. Means we cannot go through the Earth's surface, no. When this earthquake is occurred, at that time only we have to study the Earth internal space. Okay. Next one is examples. What are the examples of this deep focus earthquake is in 2013 in acoustic sea earthquake at the depth of approximately 609 kilometers and its magnitude is 8.3. Earthquake is occurred at that time. It is one of the deepest recording earthquake till now. Okay. 609 kilometers occurred in that 2013 year. Okay. And coming to the next classification, now we have completed classification based upon the causes and next based upon the depth also. Coming to the third one, that is based on the magnitude here, and how we are going to just characterize this classification of earthquake due to the magnitude means we have to measure the energy released. Means we are going to measure the earthquake and how much magnitude it occur and how much energy it released at that time. We are going to find in this based on magnitude classification. Here we are having 7 classification. Coming to the first one, that is micro earthquake. This micro earthquake magnitude is very less, means just less than 2 only. Means there will be some very less damage to the people and also less damage to the earth surface also. And typically we can't, means humans they can't felt this type of earthquake also. They will be some just shaky in the earth surface only. That type of earthquake is called as the micro earthquakes. This one is only we can't predict now. People cannot predict. Means this type of earthquake is occurred in this area. So seismographs can just they can detect this type of micro earthquakes also. Next one is minor earthquakes. Its mainly its magnitude is 2 to 3.9. Okay, and this type of earthquake people can felt. Why? Because especially on the upper floors, people will be living now. For them, there will be some feel of this earthquake also. Why? Because there will be accompanying of the shaking or rattling of the indoor items we can feel. So people can feel this one, mainly upper floors of the building people. They can feel this type of earthquake here. Why? Because it is almost 3.9 magnitude. So humans and also animals can just this type of earthquake they can feel here. Next one is light earthquake. Mainly this type of light earthquake is having the magnitude of 4 to 4.9 and there will be very shaky, means when this earthquake is occurred means there will be shaking of the earth surface and also shaking of the indoor items and there will be rattling noises also. Means people they may felt from very larger areas also. Means some will be living in the some ground floor or G+1 buildings also, they can feel this one, but there will be no structural damage will not be there. Means collapsing of this buildings will not be there in this earthquake. Why? Because that much damage it will not make. Just we can feel this type of earthquake in shaking of the items or indoor items, rattling noises we can feel here. Next one is moderate earthquakes. what is the magnitude of this one? Means almost 5 to 5.9 magnitude will be there. There will be huge damage to the buildings, mainly in where so many people are living, that type of area. There will be huge damage to the building, means automatically there will be human loss will be there. We can feel through the very large areas also, and the objects will be falling on the falling from the shelves also. We can feel everything in this moderate earthquakes here. Next one is strong earthquake. In this one, what is the magnitude of this strong earthquake is 6 to 6.9 magnitude will be there. What is the effect of this one is, when there is severe damage will be, we can see severe damage in the polluted areas. Why? Because in the polluted area there will be so many buildings. This type of magnitude earthquake occurred means there will be collapsing of the buildings or structures. At that time there will be so much human loss, and also animal loss also will be there, and also structural damage to the bridges that can be easily destroyed because of this magnitude earthquakes, and it can be felt through the large areas also. This can cause very panic and disruptions to the services to due to the people at the time also. Next one is major earthquakes. In this one, major earthquake, what is the magnitude of this one is 7 to 7.9 magnitude will be there, and this one is this will make huge damage to the overall polluted areas. Why? Because directly collapsing of the buildings and infrastructure, and we can't get the essential services also, means like electricity or water supply also. Why? Because when this earthquake is occur means there will be ground cracks automatically in all earthquakes, means above 5 magnitude earthquake when we can see this ground cracks, and in this major earthquake that this ground cracks can extend almost for several kilometers. At that time essential facilities will not be there, and so it will be very huge damage to the polluted areas mainly. Next one is great earthquakes. In this one its magnitude is 8 and also above, maybe 9 or up to 10 also. This one is, this type of earthquakes are very powerful one, and it can cause for very large areas also, means thousands of kilometers this type of earthquake can occur, and mainly due to this type of great earthquakes there may be forming of the tsunamis or landslides also we can see here, and there will be immense loss of human life or animal life, and there will be long term economic and also environmental consequences also, and climatic conditions are going to be changed due to this earthquakes also. Okay, and overall these are all the classification of earthquakes here based on causes or based on the depth or based on the magnitude here. And in this one, each and every category here, it will represent the overall logarithmic increase of the earthquake magnitude here. Means when increasing of the energy releasing means there will be significant increasing of the energy release here. For example, just I am telling, if the magnitude of that earthquake is 6 means it will release almost 31 times more energy than the magnitude of 5. Why? Because of 5 magnitude it will give less than the 31 times less energy, but when the magnitude of 7 it will releases means 1000 times more energy than that of the magnitude of 5. Like this we can just imagine how big the if the magnitude is increasing means that's what the increasing in the earthquake will be there. It is nothing but the logarithmic increase of the earthquake here. Okay, that's all for today. These are the reference book you can refer, or you can just go through the some publications also. Okay, thank you everyone.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.